Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. I love bringing these videos to your attention. And folks, these are stocks that are on my radar. The market is still rocking and rolling. The Fed came out. Everybody thinks that it's a little bit more dovish than hawkish. I got my own take on that. But nonetheless, the market is still giving us opportunities to make money. But there's a caveat there that we're going to talk about in a second. Why not have stocks on your radar that you want to keep your eyes on? And that's what I'm providing you for you today. When I start to look at finding stocks for you guys, a lot of it is using the VectorVest software, using several different searches, and then the big side of it is doing the research behind the companies rather than just looking at what the stocks are doing. See, VectorVest is a stock analysis and portfolio management system. It gives us great ideas on how to look at stocks and make better decisions. But in this channel, when we're looking at stocks, the research is there, and we've got to look at some research, and then we look at the VectorVest software to analyze those stocks, put that all together. That's how I get this list for you. All right, here's my 7 stocks. LCRX in the semiconductor space. What's the news behind it? It rallied 6% to $530 Wednesday on what proved to be an all-around favorable trading session for the stock market. Drove the stock's price higher. And this is in the semiconductor space, and we're going to talk about that in a second. This was the stock's second consecutive days of gain. Lam Research closed at 85.73, short of its 52-week high, which the company reached February 10th. Next one, ASML Holding, also in the semiconductor space. I do like this space. Reported fourth quarter fiscal year 2022 net growth of 29% year over year. In quarter 4, ASML bought 300 million euros in shares. ASML looks to boost fiscal year 22 total dividend by 5%. That's awesome. All right, so I like that news in regards to that stock. Las Vegas Sands, as the country's still opening up, travel is still booking, and people want to get away. Once the worst hit enterprises due to COVID, casino giant Las Vegas Sands now seeks to make up for lost ground, and this could be the sign that pushes the stock's price higher. Also, with China reopening its economy, LVS should continue to skyrocket higher. How about another chip stock, SMCI? Microchip maker releases the world's most powerful data center CPU. It could allow the company that manufactures it to lead the industry as a global microchip shortage continues into the coming year. Why do I really like the chips? Because I do like the AI space, and these chips are going to aid in the AI or the artificial intelligence space. Just did a video on ChatGPT and Microsoft's investment in it. Shipping is back again, TNK. Now, the simple story on this is, from a technical perspective, it's looking like an interesting pick as it just reached a key level of support. TNK also recently overtook a 50-day moving average, and this suggests a short-term bullish trend. So I like it from that news, but we're going to take a deeper look at the stock. Trivago, right along with Las Vegas Sands. Fourth quarter 2022 earnings release scheduled for February 7th, 2023. And so this is going to be a prior to earnings story, but I'm going to tie this in right with the travel, with the airlines, with the ships, and also with Las Vegas Sands. Next stock. Now, this came from a customer, says you got to do another video on this. Well, this is Workhorse in the EV space. Shares are trading higher. Going into the closed Friday session, this was last week, shares of the EV-related and clean energy vehicle stocks are trading higher following a rumor suggesting the Public Investment Fund is preparing to buy out the remainder of Lucid Group, also in the space. The sector is also following strong earnings from Tesla, and Tesla's cut prices. GM has cut prices. We've got a pricing war getting ready to happen, if not already in the play, on the EV space, and that could drive this space even higher. Here's my caveat. The market is giving us an opportunity to go higher, right? But we have an indicator called the MTI. We always say keep your eye on the MTI, and it's telling me that the market is overbought. The last time that happened, the market pulled back for a couple of days and continued on this rise in the market. Right now on the VectorVest composite, we are at a 3-month high, but we are definitely at a level of being overbought. So the caveat to this is, even though I like these stocks and I'm presenting these stocks to you, I have to let you know market's direction is always key. The market right now is poised to be looking for a top and pulling back. How big is going to be the pullback? Don't know. When the pullback is going to happen? Don't know. But at least these are stocks to keep on your radar. So here's my listing of the stocks, starting with SMCI, Trivago, Lam Research, ASML, TK Tankers, Las Vegas Sands, and Workhorse. Now, the big thing I like about this listing of stocks, so again, how did I find them? I went through a myriad of different searches, whether it's technical, whether it's fundamental. But the other side of it is, just because they were moving, I needed to try to find some news behind the move to help to justify putting these out as a story. Notice that all of the VSTs are above 1. So all of these stocks are favorable by way of the analysis of our master indicator. Looking at the stocks that have the best upside potential, looking at relative value. Out of the 7 stocks, 4 out of the 7 stocks have good upside potential to outperform the market over the next 1 to 3 years. Those stocks are SMCI, TK Tankers, Trivago, and LCRX. Now, these become a little bit more speculative in that they are not poised to outperform the market. But if I look at ASML, it does have a relative safety above 1. Let's go sort by that indicator. 3 out of the 7 have safeties above 1. Remember, relative safety looks at how risky the stock is. Above 1, it's less risky. So SMCI, LRCX, and ASML. Notice that my 2 chip stocks are still in relative safeties. They're relatively safe companies. How many of these stocks are going up? All of them. That's why it's important to keep them on your radar. They are all in uptrends. SMCI is in the smallest uptrend, whereas Trivago, folks, is in the biggest uptrend. How many of these are fundamentally good stocks? I'm looking at LCRX, relative value, relative safety above 1. I'm looking at SMCI. Every one of these different sorts, SMCI is a stock to definitely keep your eye on, and it is currently undervalued. So as I look at these 7 stocks in different ways, the creme de la creme comes to the top, and SMCI is definitely a stock that I want to keep my eyes on. Positive earnings, and guess what? They grow their earnings at a clip of 41%. TK Tankers grows their earnings at a clip of 38%, and it's got good upside potential. Whereas I look at Trivago, grows their earnings at 34%. Now, it's interesting about this because this has been beaten up since the COVID crises. All right, so I can understand why that's there, but nonetheless, positive earnings and a good earnings growth rate. Now I look at Workhorse. Interesting. Now, why did I pick Workhorse? Well, the stock is overvalued, not fundamentally sound, is in an uptrend, negative earnings growth rate. Why in the world would I take Workhorse? Now, let me tell you why. I'm going to right-click on the stock, and I'm going to view the industry graph. And just like how an industry grows, it's because the stocks within the industry are moving it higher. So as I pull up this graph, look at the move on the industry. Earnings growth is lower than it was 3 months ago, but earnings per share for the industry is higher than it was 3 months ago, and you can't fight the tape. So any stock, whether it is Lucid, whether it is Tesla, whether it is Workhorse, this industry is rising. Why do I like it? Because it has been beaten up. It is overvalued. It is more of a speculative play, but this is a stock that I still wish that you would keep on your radar. Now, remember, if the stock is speculative, too speculative for you, then you don't touch it. But these are, and notice that every stock that's in this list is either a buy or a hold. Actually, 5 of the 7 are buy recommendations in the list. All right, let's graph them all real quick. And I'm going to put them on to a 3-month graph. And let's do this. I'm going to keep it where it is. So I'm looking at Trivago, bottom left, top right. Nice little 3-month high today. RT is above 1. Earnings growth is falling, but earnings per share, they're making money. They're booking stuff. They're making money. Trivago's on my list. Go to my next one. ASML. The industry is moving. Earnings per share is rising. The earnings growth is falling, but still positive at 12. All right, still positive at 12%. Bottom left, top right, a little bit of a pullback here, but nicely moving higher. Let's go look at Las Vegas Sands. Again, bottom left, top right. Rising earnings growth, rising earnings per share. Relative value, relative safety, still both below 1, but in an uptrend. And look at that stock's price move. Now, I'll say this again. Even though I show you these stocks, when they are on a down day, I would never suggest buying a stock on a down day. Why? Because you're starting to buy in on a losing trade right away. Why not look for like a 3-8 cross, buy on an up day? You have a better potential for the stock's price to be moving up, buying into a winning position. And guess what? I'm not changing that. Someone said, listen, you do what you want to do, but I would never tell you to buy. As a matter of fact, if you feel the same way, that no matter how good a stock is, that you would not buy on a down day, type it in the room. I want to hear your comments. Someone gave me some gruff about that, and I'm not feeling that. I'm telling you that you do what you want to do, but if a stock's price is falling, why not buy while the stock is doing what you want it to do, which is go up in price? Let's go to the next stock. Wow, LCRX, a little bit of choppiness here. Earnings per share falling, earnings growth falling, but it's in the semiconductor space that is on the rise. The stock's price is currently rising as well. Keep your eyes on it. Remember, these are stocks that I want you to consider. Looking at Workhorse, earnings growth is starting to pick up. Earnings per share falling a little bit, but still higher than it was 3 months ago. Stock's price broke through 2 levels of resistance. Now still is above. It probably will test this level of resistance currently right now. TNK, the shipping industry is starting to rise again. I'd like to not buy on a down day, but I love the rising earnings growth and the rising earnings per share. And the stock went back to an RT above 1. And the last stock, SMCI, in the chip space, looks like it was trying to break through this downtrend, came back down. I love that it bounced off support twice. 3.8 just crossed. Earnings growth is falling, but still better than it was 3 months ago. Earnings per share peeling off just a little bit, but still low, higher than it was 3 months ago. Folks, again, these are stocks that I want you to keep on your radar. These could have explosive capabilities if the market continues to run higher. But also keep in mind the market is looking for a top. So these are things to consider. Time these moves. Time these moves if you get into them, but make sure you're buying on a day that the stock is moving higher. Folks, hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, hit the like button. Also, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you will be alerted to when new videos like this come out. This video is over, and until the next time, see ya.